And we begin at 4 with the latest on the arrest of the co-owner of Sycamore Brewing, who could possibly face more child sex crimes charges. That is according to the Stanley County Sheriff, who spoke today about the statutory rape investigation against Justin Brigham. According to investigators, Brigham was arrested early Wednesday morning inside his vehicle, naked, after a family of a 13-year-old girl called 911 saying they found him inside her room. Is now accused of statutory rape, indecent liberties with a child, and felony burglary. Deputies explained that because Brigham allegedly first made contact with the victim on social media, that there may be more victims, and they are encouraging anyone to come forward with information. Now, while that's happening, we are now seeing the fallout from these charges across Charlotte and North Carolina. Businesses posting pictures and video on social media of their staff pouring out Sycamore beer and getting rid of their products. Queen City News reporter Jen Cardone has the reaction from some of those businesses and customers.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. This is Justin Paul. I'm just not getting wind of this story. So the owner of Sycamore Brewing Company is being charged with indecent liberties and other charges as far as having involvement with a minor. They said that the individual was 13 years old, and it's been said that he met this person, this minor, on social media. So I did a video reacting to Australia banning social media for minors and stuff like that. And what wowed me is just seeing a few comments where it was just like the kids are gonna be in a bubble and this and that and the third. Listen. Social media is a place to where people can have access to you. They can create fake accounts, and it's hard to really just keep too much of a monitor on certain things, because some of these social medias have chats that disappear, ways to delete the chats, and if you don't have the software to go in and kind of see these things, how are you going to know these things are happening with your minor? I do feel like we need to put like children's mental and safety before the whole thing of, oh yeah, well, we need to give them responsibility of being able to go on and enjoy social media, this and the third. No, I feel like it's a certain age you get to where you should be able to get on social media. 17, 18, maybe even some 16-year-olds are more mature enough to not really get swindled into certain things. But the lower you get as far as age, I just feel like you gotta try to protect them, because it's all types of people on social media. It's the World Wide Web. It's a pool full of everything, anything and everything, as far as content. The people who are on there, you don't know their intentions. You have no clue what their intent is, as far as trying to, like I said, make fake accounts. They may have their real accounts. You just don't know. You don't know, what their goal is on the social medias a lot of times, and this is not everybody. It's probably like a small section of people, but you don't know when that small section of people is going to find your minor. So, for all those who, were in the comments, saying how banning social media for minors are a bad thing. What do you think about this story? I'd be interested to hear what you think about this whole situation and stuff like that. Are you still as contrarian as you are as far as Australia banning social media for minors? And it's not, like I said, it's not to punish the minors and stuff like that. It's to keep them from coming in contact with monsters who want to do stuff like this to a minor. Simple as that.
Businesses across the Charlotte Metro say they will no longer sell Sycamore beer after co-owner Justin Brigham was accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in Stanfield this week. More than half a dozen taking a stand on social media, disposing of the product. Handcrafted Market Charlotte saying, quote, "I am personally disgusted by what has been alleged, and I do not believe it is appropriate to remain connected to any business associated with conduct of this nature," end quote. and Wilmington-based Freya's House, saying it will donate every dollar from remaining sales to its local rape crisis center to support survivors in the community. Publix, Food Lion, and Lowe's have all confirmed to us they have also pulled the products from their shelves.
It's just ridiculous to see how people get all this anger out at the wrong people.
Dylan Brown from Gastonia says it's important to consider all sides. He tells us he's been through a similar experience with another company.
I just don't think it's fair or right to have outrage misdirected based off of assumptions or off of something someone else did that just happened to be a part of the entity.
He says he does not condone Brigham's alleged behavior, but wants business owners to know this has an impact on other people's livelihoods you might not see. No one from Sycamore was available for comment. Jen Cardone, Queen City News.
Queen City News Plus.
But first, it's the biggest story of the week and easily the most disturbing. A horrifying crime in a quiet Stanley County neighborhood. At the center of it is the owner of the popular Sycamore Brewing in Charlotte. Thanks for joining us on WBTV News at 6. I'm John Carter. Siobhan Bryan has the night off. Investigators say this man, Justin Brigham, broke into a home in Stanley County and raped a 13-year-old girl, a girl he had met online. The details deeply unsettling to the community, and tonight the suspect's high bond of $10 million is raising even more questions. Well, we have live team coverage tonight. Ron Lee standing by with new information from investigators. Meanwhile, WBTV's Katie Solt is live outside the South End Staple. So let's start with Ron right now. And Ron, you've been following this from the very beginning. So Brigham is in the Stanley County Jail tonight. He's actually from Charlotte, lives in Charlotte. What do you have the latest on the suspect and why he could face additional charges?
Detectives here in Albemarle tell me that the couple actually owns a place down in Bermuda, and they believe the judge set the bond so high because he believed that the suspect could be a flight risk.
You never expect that to happen to rural county, Stanley County.
The crime catching many people, including investigators assigned to the case, off guard.
You don't expect it. I hate to say it's more common in bigger cities, but I mean, it is.
Wednesday night, just before midnight, deputies took an emergency call into dispatch about a man found inside of a 13-year-old's room in Stanfield. But by the time they arrived, the man had fled.
Later, deputies found the gentleman.
The suspect located naked in a car a short distance away from the home.
And was later charged.
Those charges include statutory rape of a child, indecent liberties with a child, and breaking and entering. Through the investigation, Stanley County officials say Brigham and the teenager were engaged in a 2-week online relationship, the two meeting on a popular social media website. It's unknown if Wednesday night was a scheduled meetup or not.
2 weeks. A 2-week interaction on social media. You know, we got to take this type of stuff serious. You know, this may be, you know, an isolated type of thing or whatever, however, you know, anybody would want to put it. But this is an example of why I have this stance on social media should be safeguarded or not available for kids of a certain age. They are young, they are impressionable, and you just open yourself up to so much more danger than you would if you just don't even allow them to be on this type of stuff. You know, like even kids younger than that know how to get onto, like you will have YouTube Kids on a like a tablet or a phone for them. They still know how to pull up YouTube on the browser, regular YouTube, and go onto YouTube. You know, and you know, a lot of parents they're not aware of how to set up certain safeguards and certain parental controls. So I could say maybe they need to educate themselves and you know, be able to learn how to go in and set certain things up. But at the end of the day, I feel like what really would help curb some of this activity as far as these type of individuals meeting minors online would be to keep your minors from out of those situations altogether. You know, so of course, you know, they can always lie about their age and sign up for stuff like this and that, you know, but I just really feel like You know, not just blaming it all on the social media companies, but y'all have to know that this type of stuff happens, and it's just better to be safe than sorry at the end of the day. Because this young lady, you know, no matter if she was complicit or not, she's a minor, and it's going to be traumatic for her as she continues to go on and, you know, live her life and try to, you know, whatever comes as far as, you know, being a young adult and stuff like that. um she's gonna have to get through this tough time, you know. And you know what the guy was saying in one of the other clips, as far as, you know, this affects other people that we don't even see and stuff, like people who are maybe employed at the Sycamore Brewing Company and stuff like that. Trust me, I get that. I totally understand that. The main thing we need to be doing is to make sure we keep our minors out of situations to where these type of events can happen, these type of incidents can happen. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Go ahead and close out this video. If you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Again, I do appreciate everyone who has subscribed thus far. That really motivates me to really keep going and keep, you know, doing my reaction videos to what's going on out here in reality, what's going on in the world, locally, and, you know, worldwide. Again, this is Justin Paul. Peace.